here with Ronda Drake. Ronda representing Mugen OS, JConcepts, Futaba, and Flashpoint. It's great to have you here, Ronda, and thanks for the support. But before Ronda Drake, there was Ronda Skelton, right?
Yep.
And talk to us about, we were talking earlier that you actually started racing before Adam.
Yes.
And you started here locally in California. And Kyosho Raider was that first vehicle that you had. So give us a little glimpse into kind of getting started and how you got going and doing this for so long.
So a family member, my brother-in-law, had like a Kyosho Raider in the closet that was kind of broken. And I was like, let's take that out and run it. And he was like, it's broken. And I'm like, he's just blowing me off. And this was about 1989. And then like 2 months later, Christmas came along, and I think he repaired it all and then gave it to me for Christmas. So I was like, oh, this is the neatest thing ever, even though it was a hand-me-down car. And this was before, RC was what it is today. And so I did the typical basher thing and put, an on-road body on it, just having fun with my car, just liking the hobby and everything. And then we went to a racetrack and saw people actually do this serious, and it was called Outlaw Hobbies in Highland, California, and they had this JRX Pro that just came out, and I was like, I'm gonna get that car. So my brother-in-law built it for me, and I started racing. And I actually didn't really want to race at first, but he signed me up, and I was like, well, why'd you do that? He's like, well, you're racing, you don't have a choice. And so I raced, and I was hooked, and then he couldn't afford to do it anymore, so I ended up having to learn to do everything I wanted, or to race, because I wanted to race. And I knew it wasn't just a fad little hobby. I just even knew then that I was going to do this for a very, very long time. And my mom was like, you're a girl, you're going to get into so many things. And I was probably 10 or 11 at the time. And actually been doing this 31 years now. And I even started racing even before Adam. But that's kind of how I got started.
And, you kind of, obviously the 10 scale boom here was so big. The electric 10 scale side of things were so big in, Southern California. I mean, you've been to all the tracks between probably the old SoCals, the new SoCals. You went to all the different tracks that were been famous over the years. But you've kind of settled in on racing in the nitro side of things. And the 8 scale, before that was gas truck. And what's kind of drawn you to that side of the RC cars?
Well, I did the electric for about 10 years, a lot of stock buggy, went to, Cactus Classic in Arizona. And then I got into gas truck, and that's kind of what transitioned me into nitro. And then I got into 8 scale. My first car was a Mugen in 8 scale. And I was trying to do it all. I was trying to do electric, nitro, everything, even on-road. And Adam told me, he's like, you're not going to be stellar at everything, so just pick something you like and stick with it. And I just kind of gravitated towards the 8 scale stuff. And I like more of the outdoor. I like electric and all that, but just the time commitments for everything is very hard. And for some reason, I just took to the 1/8 scale nitro scene.
So explain, as you kind of transitioned, through the years, kind of being, a girl or a woman in RC, and how you see it and how you think it's, maybe you're kind of open the doors for other girls that like this and like to do it. And, I notice a lot of people gravitate towards you because of that. There's a lot of little girls in RC now that, they see that you're getting it done out there. And you have a lot of experience. You have a relationship in RC. It's a big thing. And talk to us about the kind of the motivational side of it, or just kind of like the figure side of it.
I mean, obviously you can't help to notice, but I'm a female doing it. But I never looked at it as like, I'm a female, look at me. I was never like that. I really, truly enjoyed the racing part of it, the competitive part of it. And I really felt like 30 years ago that I really I had something to prove. And so I had to work that much harder at it. And there weren't very many girls. There was a couple, But I didn't want to just be mediocre at it. I wanted to be really good at it. And just over the years, I've seen more and more girls that are into it. And I mean, there's really gender-wise nothing separating anybody from doing this. I never really wanted to be a role model or anything like that. I truly did this because I loved it. But it's cool to see. And I don't know that some people don't realize how long I've been racing and doing this. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I've been doing this long and everything. So it is cool to see a lot of these girls, take on my little skull logo or the pink stuff. And, but no, I never really thought, I guess I never embraced it, like I should have and everything. But I mean, I'm still trying to do the best that I can out here and stuff, but I still love racing. And I guess that's kind of what made me who I am today, I guess, being a female racer.
You're really kind of behind something lately. You've been talking about a lot of club racing that you're doing. You really are a firm believer in doing the club racing as a big part of RC. Obviously you got a lot of big races that you can run. There's a lot of little trophy races you can run, but you're really enjoying the club racing side of things, and kind of back to where you started, doing some club racing. So explain the club race side of kind of the role you've taken on lately with kind of promoting that side of it.
I truly think that, I got started club racing, and those were some of my best and funnest years of racing, was the club racing at the local level. Where the local people can see that you guys are doing this, and it was more inviting. The bigger races, don't get me wrong, I love the big races. I like more competition and everything, but it intimidates the newcomer to the hobby. And if we want to grow the hobby, we truly need to do it at the local level and make people feel comfortable. And to where you don't have to have all this expensive stuff and that's intimidating for somebody to put $3,000 into something just to race something. You want to do it on a local level where it's more affordable. There's not as, you want to do it where you're having fun with your friends. It's just a lot more comfortable, welcoming, and you can go home the same day. And so I would love to see club racing get really big again. And I love the big races, but it's a lot of prep that goes into it, a lot of money spent, thousands of dollars, where you can go race locally for $20 and maybe, reuse your tires that you ran the other night, or, so it's a lot more affordable. There's a little kid that lives down the street from me, and he's, not old enough to really have a job, and to race 1/8 scale is very expensive. And he had a hand-me-down car. He was, using somebody's used tires, and he's trying to do it, but trying to do it at the top level is really hard for somebody. So we need to kind of try to make it more affordable, which Gas Truck was perfect for that, and, do it at the local level.
Yeah, so, and I guess another thing that you're saying is when you're doing this club racing and you're meeting up and coming people, you're meeting people that aren't at the higher level, you're meeting people that are at the beginning or the intermediate level, but it's also about helping some of these people get hooked on it.
Yeah,
like you said, like a hand-me-down car or tires or engines and stuff that you can do to help people actually have a better experience, because if they have a better experience, they're going to be doing it longer.
Well, I think that people, when they get into racing, they try to just reach the top like right away. And I remember when I was a kid and I used to go to the skating rink, it cost hardly any money, and you went and it was a local hangout, and you just liked going every week because you liked the vibe.
Yeah.
Why can't club racing be like that?
Yeah, I think that's, exactly a good point. Is it's a social side of it, it's a competitive side, and then you're learning something with the mechanical side that we always talk about in this. It's almost irreplaceable.
Well, I hear a lot of people say, keep RC fun. Well, we're not doing our part by doing that, so if you made it more comfortable, more affordable, a local hangout for kids to go, you would see a lot more growth in the hobby. I mean, most people that do this are getting older, you don't see a whole lot of younger kids doing it. It's simply not affordable to do.
So, you're in a unique situation, obviously being married to Adam. And I think over the years, it's almost like you've kind of fell into a routine of how you drive the cars, prepare the cars, and test products. So you're one way or another, it's become something of your interest and your enthusiasm. But at the same time, you're also doing a job with Adam here where you represent companies and you try to promote the products, but also you're out here testing, you're out trying things. I know when I've been at the races, you come back, you'll have a race or a run where you tell Adam, hey, I like these tires or I don't like these tires, and he uses that for his race. He uses some of this knowledge and then you pass it on. So talk to us about being kind of part of the development side a little bit of these companies you're supporting, and kind of what your input can be on that side of things.
Sometimes, you know, you're at a big race and you're trying tires that you've never tried before, or a compound and the ever-changing track conditions and stuff. And Adam will use me sometimes a little bit for his guinea pig, you know, to see if it worked or not worked. Because what I like isn't sometimes what he likes. So I really like seeing all the new stuff come out or trying stuff that you haven't tried before. It's ever changing. I don't know. It just, it's been a great hobby to be able to do and see what actually goes into the development part of it. So,
and one of the things that you and Adam both work on is you become known as the engine experts. You got the OS based engines that you guys do a lot of work with. There's Adam Drake edition. Now we got the Ronda Drake edition. You kind of have this pink movement you talked about earlier, and this engine has a fantastic look to it, with the pink engine head, as far as I've seen, sold out.
Yes.
And talk to us about this engine side of things that you have going. And to me, this is really unique and really kind of a cool opportunity. So talk about this engine side of things.
So OS actually had the idea. They're like, we want to make a pink edition Ronda Drake engine. And I was like, what? I was really excited about it, but I was also very nervous at the same time because I didn't think a lot of males would embrace the pink engine. And I was really wrong when it came to that. It's sold out. They can't keep them. They can't keep up on production with it and everything. I'm very thankful for that, and I just can't believe it. And it's like I'm almost in a dream. So it's been awesome.
It's got a great look to it, and I think it's really unique. You got some people out there like Atsushi Hara. He's really jealous, I think, of your engine because he's got that pink color on his cars, and I've seen him a lot of drivers tagging you and saying, hey, I got this thing and it's looking great. And what is it like to kind of be in that position where you're seeing this thing in other drivers and particularly male guys that are saying, hey, I love this engine, and they don't care about the color, the logos, the anything?
It's really awesome seeing all the pictures of people posting and seeing them everywhere. And as a kid, you want something like that to happen, but then actually reality hits you and you're like, pinch me, you just can't believe it. So I like it when people tag me in it and I get to see it, and there's more engines coming the end of January. So I'm really excited, and I still just can't believe it. So I'm in awe.
So, again, we did this with Adam. We worked down your t-shirt here of the people, we're talking about JConcepts today. We're out here at a lot of these different tracks. You have so many to choose from here in California. You've worked with Adam. You've tried to, drive these tires or drive any products that you're supporting. And, what are some of the things you look for when you're driving on the field for the tire side of things? And, what makes something stand out in the different conditions that really draws you to the different items?
I think, I like more of a lower profile tire, and just the changing of the compounds to see what it's going to do. I mean, like on high bite, especially when it's windy, it's, it's so much traction. And then, then there's when they water the tracks, you change the compounds. Then it's just always testing and trying, and then looking at your lap times. I mean, you're always doing work. You're always trying to progress, even whether you're some young kid to some old lady trying to do this. So I guess you're just always trying to improve.
So kind of a connection here with the past versus the present. But back in the day when we started, I'm talking about me, you, Adam. There wasn't the internet, live RC, and all these type of things where you could go and look at your lap times and all that. And back then we went by a feel or a stopwatch or what you felt was good. And now we have these tools, and Spencer likes to say, I checked out the data, and before it used to be, for me, it was like, well, we just felt it out and we had a gut feeling whether we liked one thing or not. But now we have this mixture of the data and the feel, and you can kind of compare the two. So I would assume that when you're either racing or testing, whether it's Mugen, OS, or JConcepts, that you use this type of data with Adam, where you look at the lap times, or you go by the feel, because everyone's a little old school too. So it's feel plus lap time. So maybe explain how, in a situation where you guys might use something like that.
Okay, I still am very old school on this stuff. I think sometimes when you look at I do look at the data, but I also just go based on the feel. Because sometimes I think ignorance is bliss. And when you think too much about something instead of just driving and letting it naturally happen, you can also kind of mess yourself up mentally. So I'm even old school too. I don't wear a headset usually when I am up driving. They have to call me in and yell. I actually listen to music, so I don't know anything that's going on in a race. I'm just very old school like that. I just truly think ignorance is bliss. And I just go out there and drive the best that I can and put in the most effort that I can and just see what happens with the results. I do on a testing day kind of look at lap times and try stuff and all that. But when it comes to the racing part, I just kind of wing it, I guess.
So we appreciate the support. Can't wait for you to start getting these JConcepts tires on the track. And we're going to let you get some track time here today, see what it looks like, and see what Ronda looks like behind the wheel. Again, appreciate it, and we'll see you out on the track.
Thank you.